Hello everybody, Terry back again with another video to speak about the big three and their performances in Australian Open in the first round. Yeah guys, they are sending the message to the rest of the field that it is one of us three who will win this tournament. It will take some extraordinary performance to take us out, especially in the first week, and all three of them, they sent the message, guys, and they really did. Roger Federer, he just dropped seven games in his first match, and Rafa and Nadal, he just dropped 5 games, for God's sakes. My dear God, am I surprised that Rafa just lost 5 games in his first match? No, of course not. Rafa is the biggest tennis killer against these low-ranked players. I've talked about this before and I will do that again. Why? Because Rafa Nadal is so bloody consistent. He gives nothing for free. And with these low-ranked players, when they face Rafa, they are feeling just helpless, because when you play tennis, guys, I've played tennis in my life, you always expect to get some free points here and there from your opponent, but when you are facing Rafa Nadal, that is not the case. And that's why these low-ranked players, they just are helpless against Rafa Nadal. They are not as helpless against Roger Federer and against Novak Djokovic, because Novak Djokovic and Roger Federer can give some free points here and there, can give some gifts here and there, especially Roger Federer, because Roger Federer plays high-risky tennis game, with low percentage of tennis, with small margins. And Roger will always do more unforced errors than Novak and Rafa. But that is not the case with Rafa Nadal. And with Novak also to some extent, but especially with Rafa Nadal. So the big three are sending the message, guys. They all looked really solid in their first round. The only player of these big three who lost a set is Novak Djokovic. I was not surprised at all. Struff was not an easy first round for Novak Djokovic. To be quite honest, Novak had the toughest first round opponent among these big three, because Struff is a big guy, a hard-hitting guy with big serve, big forehand, takes a lot cuts of the ball, big cuts of the ball, takes time away from his opponents, goes to the net. So I was not surprised that Novak lost a set against Struff, guys. I was quite expecting that Novak would not just demolish Struff. Struff is too good for that. But I was, of course, expecting that Novak to come through, which he did in 4 sets. Guys, I said it yesterday, I will say it today as well. My God, these big three, what kind of consistency beast all these three are. Roger Federer lost his... Last time Roger lost a first round match in a Grand Slam was 17 years ago. I actually was wrong yesterday when I said last time he did was 18 years ago in 2002 against Mario Ancic in that Wimbledon 2002 first round, but it was actually in the French Open 2003 a dude called Luis Horna from Peru, who of course doesn't play tennis anymore, at least not on a professional level. So, but that is a bloody impressive as well. 17 years ago, Roger last time lost a first round match in a Grand Slam in French Open 2003. Novak, he's not so much bad either. What I can remember, correct me guys, comment down below if I'm wrong here. But what I can remember when Novak lost for the last time Novak lost a first round appearance in a Grand Slam was 15 years ago, back in 2005 in Australian Open against the champion that year, Marat Safin, where Marat Safin just completely demolished Novak Djokovic in the first round in straight sets, 6-2, 6-1, 6-0, something like that, or 6-0, 6-1, 6-2. Something like that in similar fashion numbers. I remember that Novak only won 3 games in that match against Marat Safin in 2005 Australian Open, exactly 15 years ago. I don't remember after that where Novak has lost a first round match in a Grand Slam. I don't remember, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm not quite sure on this, but I remember at least that match where Novak lost the first round in a Grand Slam match. Latest time he did that, and it was 15 years ago. My dear God, isn't that impressive? Of course it is. Then we have Rafa Nadal. Rafa Nadal has actually lost a first round appearance more recently, even though it is not last year or 2 years ago. But to be quite specific, it is 4 years ago. Exactly 4 years ago, 2016, against his Spaniard compatriot Fernando Verdasco, who we all know is a bloody well good tennis player and who has had a good career, but of course he has never won a Grand Slam title. But he has been a former top 10 player in the world. And we all know that he pushed Rafa Nadal to a brutal 5-set thriller in 2009, 11 years ago, in Australian Open in that semi-final, but Rafa in the end come through. So Fernando Verdasco is the latest player to defeat Rafa Nadal on a first round match in Grand Slam, and I think it is 4 years ago in that 2016 Australian Open. So there you have it. 17 years ago for Roger Federer, 15 years ago for Novak Djokovic, I believe. Correct me down below if I'm wrong, if Novak has lost the first round appearance after that 2005 Australian Open against Marat Safin, and then 4 years ago for Rafa Nadal into Australian Open 2016 against Fernando Verdasco. So guys, the numbers are telling itself that these big three are so bloody impressive, so bloody consistent. Novak Djokovic, the mentally Terminator. Now Rafa Nadal, the consistency beast. Roger Federer, the magician, the magician predator, guys. The ageless predator, who is 38 years old and who is still delivering, for God's sakes. That is bloody impressive. Let's see if his top chief rivals can do that as 38 years old. I'm quite doubtful about that, because 38 years old in tennis is a big number. So you cannot just stop to admiring this guy, this Swiss maestro Roger Federer. Even though that he sometimes can do disaster matches, because he plays high risky tennis with low percentage of tennis, with small margins, with big cuts on the ball. But when everything is flowing, when all these cylinders are on fire, it is not more watchable. I don't feel more pleasure to watch any other tennis player than Roger Federer, because he plays so effortless, he plays so smooth, he plays first strike aggressive tennis with a lot of winners, and when he cuts down his arrows, it is just a magic. It is just a big pleasure to just watch him in action. And Rafa Nadal, his consistency level is just out of this world. My God, I feel sorry for these low ranked players, guys. I really do, because when they say Rafa on the draw, because I truly believe that if they could choose these low ranked players who they will want to face early stages in Grand Slams, I am completely convinced that they would choose Federer more and Djokovic more, because Federer and Djokovic, they give more, especially Federer. Rafa doesn't give anything. The guy is just so damn consistent. He doesn't give anything. He wants to win every single point. He just dropped 5 games in his first match, and it is not the first time. Am I surprised? Of course not. I am not. He has done this so many times before. Novak, he always drops 1 set here and there in the early stages of Grand Slams. If Novak loses, he will lose in the Australian Open before the quarterfinal or in quarterfinal. Because if Novak takes himself to that semi-final and to that final, he will be unstoppable. Guys, we all know that Novak Djokovic has never lost an Australian Open final in 7 attempts. But he has never lost a semi-final in Australian Open as well in 7 attempts. So I feel sorry for Nadal and for Federer if Novak gets to that semi-final and in the final. If Nadal and Federer are there, I believe that Nadal will be in that final. Federer, I believe, also will be in that semi-final, but I'm not that 100% convinced about Federer in the semi-final. Federer can be taken out before semi-final, but I believe he will be there. That is my feeling. So Rafa and Federer, they need to cross their fingers that somebody else will take Novak out before that semi-final. A player like Tsitsipas maybe in the quarters, or Agut in the quarters. Only those 2 players, one of them can take him out, guys, because nobody else will do that before that quarterfinal. Not Schwartzman or will not do that, or whoever he faces in the 4th round, whoever makes that to the 4th round. So that is it, guys. My thoughts about the big 3. Murderous impressed by their consistency level, by their longevity. So I hope you guys enjoy the tennis. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and bye-bye.